Sona, in her seventh grade, was always involved in her world of school and home. She is a cheerful child and always grabs the opportunity whenever it comes. So, when her class teacher asked students to participate in the speech competition, she never thought twice before enrolling her name for the same. She felt really happy for the preparation phase, researching contents from the library. After the selection round, she was very happy and confident about her selection. She even dreamed of giving her speech in front of a big audience at the annual day celebration. So she never allowed any situation in her class to go without her telling that she was the one gonna be selected for the speech competition. Finally, when the results were announced, she felt like falling down from an airplane. There was someone else's name other than hers. She suddenly felt that her all time colorful life became very gloomy within a second. She saw that the admiring looks of her classmates towards her changed to mocking smiles. So she feels lazy to go to school. She just wants the time to go back and stop at the day before yesterday so she could be dancing with confidence in her colorful life. But now she is very much lost in her sadness. She somehow reached her school and entered the classroom. The sudden rise of whisperings among her classmates made her feel more pity towards her existence. She sat in her seat and closed her eyes as if shutting out the outer world around her. Her mind started to question her ability and tried to pinpoint the way she delivered the speech. She remembered the speech of other girl who got selected. She kind of compared both of their speeches innumerable times within a single night. She even tried to imitate the other girl in the bathroom mirror, and she felt like her energy was exhausted. Suddenly, a boy from her class entered and shouted, "It's sports period for us now because of some meeting that's happening, and our science teacher is busy with it. Other staff members are occupied, and our math teacher reluctantly allowed us to go for sports." All other classmates sighed in relief because math teachers, on the whole, are not so generous in allowing a sports period rather than occupying it in the name of completing the syllabus. In normal days, Sona would be the one to feel happy and cheerful, but today she is not in her spirits. When Sona saw all her classmates rushing to the ground, she never felt like going, so she just closed her eyes and tears started to roll down her cheeks. Suddenly, someone patted her head. To her surprise, it was her math teacher. She suddenly got up from her seat and said, "Good morning." Her teacher smiled and said, "I never got a good morning wish with sadness in eyes. It's my first time." Sona used her kerchief to rub her tears. Her teacher said, "It's okay." Suddenly, Sona could not keep her emotions under control. She lost it and started to cry. Her teacher looked at her and said, "Sona, I saw only a girl with confidence in you till now. But now?" The words trailed off. Sona, upon hearing this, adjusted her tone and said, "I don't know. I feel like I'm losing something in me. I don't know." Her teacher smiled and said, "Well, do you remember the formulas and concepts of simple interest clearly?" Sona blinked back her tears and nodded yes. "Go to the blackboard and calculate the simple interest for these numbers," said her teacher. She walked with confusion, and so many thoughts were surfacing in her mind. She took a deep breath, as if telling her thoughts to stand in a queue until she completes the small calculation. She went and wrote the formula. Then, while assigning the values to all the variables in the formula, her teacher asked about the important thing in calculating the simple interest. She cleared her throat and made sure her voice did not have any after effects of crying and said, "We need to take our principal amount as 100%, then we have to find the interest. From that principal amount as the base, we can calculate our gain percent or loss." And she stopped. Her teacher nodded and smiled, then asked her to assume any random number as principal amount and calculate the interest correctly. She blinked at this idea of her teacher and thought maybe her teacher was testing her. But she said a clear no and continued, "No, that is not possible. If done, we cannot find the interest correctly for this original principal amount." And when she tried to explain more, her teacher clapped her hands. Sona now looked at her teacher with a confused expression. Her teacher said, "Yeah, that's it, Sona, that's it." Sona, with a confused smile, came near her teacher. Her teacher made her come near the board once again and said, "See, Sona, you are the principal amount in your life. By taking you as 100%, and if you try to calculate interest, to be precise, to add the interest, the calculation always gives the correct result. But if you assume any random principal amount, to be precise, if you try to be another person by leaving you aside, of course you can calculate the interest, but that is not the correct one. And moreover, you will lose at the end. Can you understand? Sona looked at her teacher with a surprising look. Suddenly, she felt that her world, which was turning to dark mode, repelled all the darkness and became more polished and colorful than before. Her teacher smiled wildly at her and patted her head and said, Sona, it's life. Very interesting problems exist here than in math books. You always need to remember this line from me. Whenever you feel like taking some other principal amount for your calculation, don't forget your essence anywhere in the journey of life. Sona nodded, and tears now came down with overwhelming joy. She really felt silly looking back at how she tried to pick a random principal amount to replace herself in the calculation of life. Now her classmates came back, and with a surprising look, they looked at the blackboard and the simple interest formula. They were confused, but then Sona took the duster and rubbed the board completely. Meanwhile, their math teacher walked out of the classroom. Sona, turning back from the blackboard, saw some of her classmates now smiling at her for her loss. Her mind suddenly felt that sadness again. But then she thought, I am the principal amount in my life, meaning I'm 100% and I gain infinite things in this lifetime. This loss is not the end of my story. She adjusted her posture and said, Of course, I'm not the one who got selected, but for that, I cannot completely drown myself in sadness forever. So, if you really like to see me with sadness and tears, then sorry. Sorry for disappointing you. As she spoke these words, the heaviness in her chest seemed to be reducing. Because I am good in my own way, she continued. If in this competition I did not get selected, it is not like I won't be selected forever in my life. While reciting these words again, the sadness started to engulf suddenly. As if giving vaccination, she said aloud in her mind, I'm 100% and I can gain infinite things in this lifetime from this base of principal amount. Yes, I'm 100%. Then again, she felt that confidence rising. Then she said, If not speech, I'll try another thing. That's not a big deal. All the classmates started to clap, and those who were giving her mocking expressions were now all giving defeated looks. Upon seeing all this scene, the math teacher who waited outside started to leave with a victorious smile. Sona just ran happily to her seat, and her friends hugged her, and she colored her life with the most vibrant colors. So now, the most important part, connection of the story and self-love. What if Sona is you or us, and her teacher is life? Let me elaborate. We are more like Sona many times in our life, aren't we? Sometimes we would be thrown to the lowest phase of life very cruelly by it. Or if someone would make us feel very pitiful. Even if we may not be lacking anything, still we will be clouded with such negative thoughts. But even at that moment, we need to realize we are being watched by life. That how are we steering our thoughts, in what direction is it going? Are we abandoning ourselves? Everything will be watched by life, and according to our actions, our future will be altered. If so, don't we have the accountability to steer our thoughts in the right direction, even if things are not happening our way? What if we are being tested by life? So we need to always be in control of our emotions. Whenever you feel you lack something, remember that you are the principal amount in life. So by taking you as 100%, you can evolve to your best self. It is very possible to add layers of success to you. But if you start to see lack in you, then the game of life will be changed. You, till the end of life, will keep on running after things that you feel could complete you. But in the end, it backfires. Because thinking negatively only gives negative consequences. So always remember, you are 100% in the way you are. Then keep on adding small features to it as a gain percent. So think about it, friend. So friends, do tell me about your point of view regarding the same in the comment section. As well as don't forget to like and share the video. By telling you all this, your moon friend is vanishing with the very last question to you guys. Friends, come on, just subscribe to be my friend.